So what we're gonna be doing now is we're gonna create a custom form that you're gonna be submitting data only using code. We're not gonna use any data set. We're gonna still use the projects collection. Actually, let's create a new one, and then in a bit we're gonna combine both. So we're gonna do add a new page. We're gonna do a dynamic page, and I'm gonna use choose present, so we can use these team members. So we're gonna add it to the site. So we're gonna use the team members to create, let's say, a form for people to upload their own profiles. So this created already. It has a name, email, job title, description. And one thing that I like to do, to be honest, is I like to have two different screens or monitors because it makes it much easier for me instead of going back and forth. So I will highly recommend that you get a second monitor if you don't have one, because it will definitely save you a lot of time once you're working on your projects rather than just going back and forth with one screen. Have a secondary monitor where I'm like being able to see the whole collection, but I'll be able to show you exactly what we're doing. So as you can see here on this specific collection, we have team members, and I want to create a form where they can submit their own profiles. So we're going to go into our pages, add a new page, and then this one we're going to name it create profile, for example. Okay. We're gonna add that page, and now we're gonna add our elements. So we're gonna go under input, we're gonna add this one right here. And because this is a email, I can also duplicate it. And I'm gonna convert the first one because it's a text input, so it doesn't matter. So we're gonna convert this into name. And change here, I can just put name. And then I can also duplicate this one. And then let's expand here. Let me delete this one. I think I duplicated the whole section. And let's go here. So we also need settings. We're gonna change it to job title. And here it can be CEO, HR, whatever, right? Just like that, whatever title they have. And then we also have a long description. So again, just to not lose you, this is what I'm seeing on my other screen. So name, email, job title, long description. Then we're gonna do an input again. We're gonna use this box right here because it's a long description. We're gonna expand this, and then under settings, we're gonna also do long description. I'll just do about yourself. Maybe just do description. And we also need a phone number. Do phone number, and lastly we're gonna add an image, so you can do phone number, and then we can type their phone 123 123 4. Okay. And then an image, so we can add upload buttons, so we can use this one, then upload your picture, your profile. So like I mentioned earlier, most of these elements, when you're creating a form, you can just go here, connect to a data set, and then connect it, right? That'll be the easiest way to do it. But the only thing about doing this is that sometimes it can be limited. For example, let's say this is an input field, and I want people to freely type their own tags, but I don't want to use the element for selection tags. for whatever reason. So I want them to be able to just add this. So I can tell the code, hey, anybody that types here, make sure it separates by a comma, add it as a tag in the collection, and it will add it. So even though this technically this type of input inside the field ID on the collection, if it was a tag, so let's go here to add it, so that way you can see what I'm talking about. And then we can do fun things to do. No, yeah, fun things to do. Okay, this is just an example. So if someone does, like, let's say hiking, enter, running, jogging, playing guitar. Okay, so those are your tags, right? If you were to try to connect this element to that one, let me show you what happens. So we're gonna do team, and again, we're not gonna be using the data set, but just to show you exactly what will happen. Normally now we'll give you this error. You'll just have to select on it, but then we're gonna go back here and then click tags, right? So you don't even see it. I cannot do fun things to do through the data set. It won't let me, but using the code, you'll be able to do it. So again, we don't have to connect anything. So it's going to be not connected. And we're just going to do not connected. Okay. So we have our elements. This is where I say, I'm going to show you something really cool. We're going to use an HTML because again, I want to show you the possibilities of what you can do with this class, and to show you that you could literally do a lot of things. So here we're going to do in HTML. So let me find it. Where is it here? Embedded. Okay. So we're going to go to embedded social, and I'm going to drag it right here. There you go. Let me close this. Let me add it again. And there it is. Okay, so I have an HTML code here, box, and now I can combine this, because let's say there's not some element that will allow me to do specific things. For example, I have a client that had like over 200 different categories, so I don't have the time to be adding each of them. So instead, I'm gonna have the AI create this specific item, and then I can combine it with everything else to submit that information. So let's go now. We have this, and I'm gonna add a button. So let's do button, and right here. So I'm gonna have this. Okay. Create, in this case, because it's an HTML, so I'm gonna do create just for that specific box, and then we're gonna combine it. Create an HTML for main type of activities that people do for fun. For example, running, jogging, hiking, and have a main category that when clicked has a subcategory. Use the most popular ones. And option to select multiple subcategories. Make the design look professional, and add a color orange. Now, if you have a specific brand that you're going for, you can get the code and just type use color code, and then you can just put the color code there. Okay, so just look professional and use some orange for the design. Okay, so I have that. Now I'm gonna click play, and it's gonna create this HTML. So it's creating it. And let's give it a second. Again, this is a little fun because now you can see how you can combine things, do different functionalities, but just kind of showing you the possibilities once you have this. I don't want to use CSS code, so for now, just gonna ignore this part, but let's copy this, see what it looks like first. And then we're gonna click on our code here. I'm gonna delete this. And I'm gonna paste it right there and then click update. Once I click update, you're gonna notice it looks like that. Let's see if there's anything else. And let's move our button here. It looks like that. But remember, I don't want it to be taking too much space. So let's go back here. First, I want to say, don't want to use CSS. But if you need to use it, you could, because we could actually copy this and go into the CSS right here, and you'll be able to use it. But we're not going to go that deep right now. So let's just focus on this. I don't want to use the CSS, only HTML code. Update to have the, here, main titles as buttons that when click, they display the subcategories. Also, don't add, also remove the header title. Then enter. So I'm explaining it. I don't want this explore fun activities. I just want this, and I want it to be like button selection, right? And even though technically you could do something like this using an element that Wix already have, which is called what's it called? Containers? Yeah, containers, I think. Yeah, so you can use something like this type of containers and multi-state boxes, then or accordions. You can still use something like this for something very specific where you have so much stuff. Let's go here. Okay, so now I'm gonna copy this code, go back here, click edit code, and I'm gonna delete all of this. Okay. So I'll delete it, paste a new code, click update, and there you go. Now it got updated. See what it looks like. So if I click preview, I can also have it to be separated, but as you can see, and then I can select multiple items. So I have pretty much all the things I need. And again, I could take a little bit more time on the design, but again, I just want to kind of show you the possibilities of what you can do. And then we can just make this one a little bit bigger like that and like that. So what I'm gonna do is I wanna submit all this content into my collection, right? So they can create an account and also use a combination of the HTML, which as you can see here, this is an iframe HTML and the code is right here. I mean, the ID is right here. So this we're gonna name HTML activities, okay? And then I'm gonna go back here and I'm gonna write my code. Create a Velo by Wix code to have a custom form using the following elements. So we're gonna go here. And as I mentioned before, you want to name your elements. So this is going to be input name. Oh, so I'm going to close that. Okay. So input name, we're going to copy that. We're going to go here, paste it. And actually, we're going to do text input ID. And then paste it. Text input ID, and then go to the next one, which is email. So we're gonna name it email. I'm gonna copy this, go in here and add it, comma, text input ID, and then what's the next one? It's gonna be this one, which is input job title. Copy that, paste it right here, text input ID, this is gonna be text but about, okay, don't want to keep it too long, so we're just gonna name it like that, and then comma, and we're gonna scroll. This is phone number. And copy. And then there's also text input ID, comma. And then we have a button. So as you can see here, this is upload button. And this is gonna be upload button. I'm gonna name a BTN profile. And then we're gonna copy that and upload button ID, comma, and then we're gonna copy this and using the subcategories from the input, sorry, it's not an input, it's from the iframe ID and then we're not even gonna add the code or anything yet, but we'll just have it there. Once they click button, so it's gonna be submit BTN. We're gonna copy this and submit the data to when clicking the button ID, comma, in the collection name. So we're gonna go back to the collection name here. And then we're gonna use team, right? We're gonna copy that. So one thing is to kind of help you be a little bit more organized, you can also use a WordPad or some kind of like some page where you can just write things, so that way it makes it very easy. Now on this example, we already typing it here, so we're just gonna go for it. But then we can just go to the let's actually do it. So I'm gonna close that. We're gonna open Teams, and I'm gonna open a file here with a Google Doc, which makes it very easy. And where is it here? 1 second. Okay. So I have a Google Doc here, right? So what I'm gonna do is, let me actually divide this. See if it lets me. Yeah, it won't let me because it's a single screen. So I'm gonna have it down here, but pretty much all I'm gonna be doing is I'm gonna go into each of them and I'm gonna be copying the IDs. So name is gonna be here, field ID, title, and I click enter. I'm gonna go to email, field ID is email, job title, and then we also have loan description. We don't have a loan description. Oh yeah, we have a text box, right? So we're gonna do loan description, field ID, and then I can go to the next one, which is gonna be phone, and then field ID phone. And again, just to kind of show you what I'm doing, this is pretty much what I'm doing to make it very easy. You'll see what we're gonna be doing right now. So I close that. For the profile, it's photo, field ID photo. One thing is, as you're doing more of this, if it start getting a little bit complex, you will also need to tell the AI what type of field type it is, okay? So for most of these ones, because they are, as you can see here, it has a T, these are just text, right? So I can just tell it is text, but whenever it's something very different, like a photo, or if it's like an address, or if it's like a website, then I have to be specific about that. So let me show you. Let's first go here. And then I'm gonna pull up this right here. So in this example, I will type something like this, field type image, field ID photo. So I'll copy this and then let me pull it up. Okay, photo. So now, as you can see, I've been very specific because I wanted to know what is gonna be adding. If not, you might end up having some problems. And then I'm also gonna need this one. This is a field type tags. So on my text, I'm gonna do field type tags, field ID, and then copy this. And then on my chat, I'm gonna copy all of this because we're gonna use it. I'm just gonna add it to the Google document to show you what I was doing. Because one of the things that I messed up right now, or I did, is that we went directly to adding in the chat, but it gets very complex. So to avoid that, what we're just gonna be doing is just gonna be adding everything here. Create a Velo by Wix code to have custom form using the following elements. And then we're gonna copy that, okay? So we're gonna click enter here. We're gonna paste that right here. Create Velo by Wix code to have a custom form. And then we can even delete this. So we have create the file. Let me make this bigger so it's easier to read. Okay, perfect. So create Velo by Wix form using the following elements. We don't need that, so we'll delete it. So text input name. Right, so we're gonna copy this. We're just gonna do a dash and then put that. So that way the AI knows that the field ID is title for the text input name. So as we do that, we'll just delete it. And then the next one is gonna be text input ID email. So we just copy that, delete it, and then do a space, paste it there. Then text input job title, copy that. I'm gonna put it right here. And then the next one is text input text box, because we changed the name. We name it about, but it's a long description. And then text input phone number, just copy that. And then we're gonna put it right here. And then upload button ID profile, copy that. And then space, dash. And then now it knows it is that one. Upload button file, but we're gonna also delete it. And then we can add this using the subcategories from the iframe ID and submit when the click button ID is done in the collection done. Okay, so we have most of the things that we need for our form. So now we can just copy this again, go back to the AI, delete this, and then paste it. Then even if you're not sure, you can do the iframe, what's it called? The iframe element has this HTML code if you need it. Then we're gonna go back to our page. And the reason why we've been very specific is because we wanna make sure you can get it done correctly in the first try. So you give it as much information. So we're gonna copy that code, come back here, and then we're telling the AI, look, this is the code inside the iframe in case you need it. Now we're gonna click enter and see what it does. So it's already telling you here, you can create custom form in the Velo Wix to match your requirements. The form includes the following fields. And then if we still have an error, we can go back and look through here and see, okay, field type tags, ID, blah, blah. So let's go back here, see what it is. So it's telling you update the iframe code to send back the selected activities. So see, it was good that we gave it to it because now it's updating the code. It's still gonna look the same, but now it's gonna be able to send that data back to the code. So let's start with our first part, which is this one right here. So we're gonna copy our main code, put it right here at the bottom, delete this, paste our code there. We have a few errors, so we're gonna go through it shortly, but let's go back to the AI. And before we copy this second code, we're gonna tell it, hey, there's actually a few errors. Under alert, let's see what it says. Property alert does not exist on type of window. So you can see here it says property alert does not exist on type of import Wix window. So we're gonna go back here and tell that to the AI. Let me go back here. Before, Wix would let you hover and then kind of like copy the error. Now it doesn't do that anymore. So you kind of have to go to your other screen and then hover here and just manually type it property. Or if you have the option to do a screenshot really quick, then just do a screenshot and then copy the error and put it into the image. So alerts and then dash does not exist on the type of import, and then double Wix dash window, where is it? And then parentheses, and then that. So what I did is I went and I typed it here. So you can see here I typed the error, and then it's telling you, oh, okay, wait a minute. Let me give you something else. So again, I'm completely going as if I'm someone new that has never done this. Hopefully that's what the impression seems like, but you can see it gives you the main changes. So let's copy now the code. It tells me what the changes were, and all I have to do, go back here and delete this and paste it again. And as you can see now, there's no error. So I'm gonna go, and since it didn't give me a second code, I'm gonna go back to copy the second part that it told me. So it says the iframe code updated. So I'll copy that. Then I'm gonna go here into my code, edit code. I'm gonna select all of this, delete it, then paste this, and then update it. Okay, so now it's there. One thing I will also add into my code if I need to, it's gonna be an error message that was submitted or success message. For now, let's just test it to see what it's gonna do. So let's see. Okay, is it ready? Perfect, it's ready. So we're gonna do here. Where is it? Okay, so it's ready. So I'm gonna do Jack Brown, and then brown.com, CFO, and then I can just copy some random text I have here, paste it right there. 3, 4, upload a picture. So it's gonna do this QR code, and then I'm gonna do activities, jogging, hiking, indoor activities. I'm gonna do yoga, dancing, water activities, swimming, and then see, I wanna remove this button, so we'll have to go back to the AI and tell it remove the submit button inside this. Anyways, we're just gonna click get started because we didn't change the button, and see if it gives us an error. It's not doing anything. So let's see. First, I'm gonna tell it, hey, it didn't do anything. One thing, sometimes also I like to test this on a live page, because there's elements sometimes that don't work on the actual editor. But for this example, we're just gonna tell it, hey, it didn't work. So let me see if I'm missing anything. Let's there anything? Nope. So now let me try something one more time. We're gonna do it also, but this time, oh wait, see, I didn't even notice this. There were a bunch of errors here. That's why it wasn't working. Oh wait, again, okay. So there's no errors. Let's test it one more time. And let's give it a second. Okay, so this time we're not gonna click the submit activities because that might be causing the problem. So we're just gonna do demo at gmail.com, demo, then 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then upload picture, open, and then that's it, and then get started. So again, nothing is happening. It's not uploading the picture or anything. So let's go to edit site. First thing I would do is I go to the collection also, and then see, because sometimes it might being added and we just don't know it. So let's say nothing happened. So we're gonna tell it, hey, I submitted. Sorry, I click the button and nothing happens. Also remove the submit button in the HTML because it is not needed there. So I already gave it 2 tasks, so it's gonna tell us button click not working. If nothing happens when you click, it might be due to the event listener not being properly attached, post message logic between iframe and the Wix page not working as expected. So it's gonna give us a new code. So at least it's telling us what's going on. And let's wait. So we're gonna copy this code again. While this other one is working, delete this, delete everything, and then paste this. It's giving us again the error from before, so we're gonna try to solve that as well. And let's see, the iframe, still working on that. So here it says can't find the alert name. So first, again, I'll make sure I copy the whole code one more time because sometimes it was still writing something and then I didn't copy correctly. Paste it, make sure it is copied correctly. So it's still telling me that cannot find name alert. So I'm gonna tell it error on the first code, cannot find alert. And then it says it's not valid in Wix Velo API. Instead, you can use JavaScript in alert. So it's gonna kind of give me a different option. So when things like this happen is because most of the GPT, when you don't have a trained chat GPT, it tries to give you some data that might work on WordPress, Webflow, or any of these platforms, but they might not necessarily work on Velo. So I'm gonna paste this again. And now it's giving me even more errors because now it's telling me alert box, an element, it's telling me, okay, it says an element with the ID alert box does not exist on this page. Select an element, view, or edit its ID. So this could be like the error message I mentioned earlier. So what we can do is, but I don't know why they name it alert text. So as you can see here, it's asking for me to add a type of element to let the user know that there's an error or not. We're just gonna name it here. We're gonna do error, error, and then we're gonna center it, and then here we're gonna name it alert text. Okay, there it is, but it's also asking for alert box. So let's do another one, just see what it is. I'm not sure. We'll ask the AI right now what it is, but let's just add it for now just to see if there will be any change. Okay, so we don't have any errors anymore in our code. We're gonna go here. It just gave us the updated code for the Wix page, and then let's test it. So what it's doing is probably just so we can see if there's an error or not. So the code is running, and it should be, the reason why it's showing is because here I think we're supposed to collapse, but let's not worry about it right now. So let's just test this. Then gonna do 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 4, then upload a picture. Let's just do that one. Then we're gonna do 1 for now, but still nothing happened. So let's see what's the issue here. This is something that because we're doing a very complex functionality, it could be that the thing affecting here might be also the HTML. So we can do this for now. I'm gonna be like, for now, just give me the code for the form without using the iframe element. And let's first see that our code is working just for the native elements from Wix without having to use this. And then once, if that's working, then we'll go back and add it. So for now, let's just leave that there. And it tells us for the submission form, add this. Okay, so let's copy this. Let's go back here. I'm gonna delete this code. I'm gonna paste it, and it's giving us tags activities. So for now, we can just add this temporary tags. Just again, we'll come back with you. Okay, so I'm just gonna do tags activities. There it is. So you can see here it tells you, right, what are the things that you need to add. And then we have everything else. It tells you if there's a message, and then this one as well. So we can even collapse this for now. And then collapse. Okay, so now let's test this one more time. We're gonna do demo, and then CO demo 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 4, and then we're gonna upload an image here. Select this and get started. So as you can see here, it says success. So the not sure message should be success. And then this one will be an error. So if we go here, it should have an element here. There it is. So it did add everything. There you go. Very first point. Okay. So what one thing is, it was causing this problem. It was the HTML. So let's go back at it, because we're not going to give up that easy. And again, because this is a little bit more complex. So I want to go back and tell it, hey, where is it? Okay, here it is. I want to use an element type iframe ID to add the subcategories to the field ID, and then we want to make sure we tell it which is the field ID. So team, and we're gonna go here, edit, copy, and then oh look, I think it was. Did we add it? Confused. Oh no, it's just testing from earlier. For a second, I got excited. So there you go. Also, the code is this one. Also create the HTML code with the different activities for fun, to do for fun, and have a button that shows title, and on selection will display the subcategories. The last code work to submit data to the collection. So make sure you don't mess that up. Okay, so we're again, we're making sure we're telling exactly what we want to do. And now it's updating the code. But what we also did is we tell it to create a new code. That's why I say create a code, because then it's gonna be more in sync versus what we did earlier. We already had the HTML and then we tried to adapt it. So I'm gonna copy this code again. We're gonna delete this. We know that that code was working. And then we're gonna go back here, and it's creating the HTML code. One thing is that I know for a fact, if you don't have the paid ChatGPT, after a while it's not gonna let you create that much code. So just keep that in mind, that you might have to upgrade or might find a different option that's similar to ChatGPT. Nice, even do it better. I think I like this better. Okay. Also, we don't even need this. So if I delete it, it might give me an error. Let's see. No, perfect. Okay, so adding it there. And let's see, preview. So let's make sure. Oh. Okay, there it is. So let's go back to demo at jobs.com, CEO, demos, phone number, and then let's do one more time this one, and then for activities we're gonna do running, get started. Oh, it's gonna work because this one's already loading, and success, yes. All right, so now let's go back here, go to the HTML, and should have it here. Perfect. Awesome. It works. So now you see, see it's right there. We only added one. So it's perfect. So now you see how we can combine using HTML and inputs. And then that way you can have a little bit more control about elements that might not be available on the Wix platform. So again, this one will make it easier, right? But the only problem about this one, it's not letting you do like this type of design. And if you try sorry, if you try to pay more attention on how to create your designs, you can make it even better. Which in the next video, I'm gonna show you that. I'm gonna show you how to create better designs for the HTML that you can implement. But this is kind of like one of my favorite things now, that you can customize this, because see, you can do something like this. Here you'll have to display all of them. And here, if you have over, let's say, 30 different categories with subcategories, then you can add them. And you can also add your own list as well if you already have one. So thank you again for being so patient.